kids. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys have had your breakfast. We're going to do a quick prayer before we get into this session. So Lord, I thank you for the day. Thank you that you're bringing us up. Thank you that we've got life and breath and we're well, we're healthy. And I pray that we'll get something out of this session. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, first, we're going to do some rolling of the shoulders. Roll the shoulders. Bend your knees. Roll your shoulders. Now they're all nice and warm. We're going to do some stretches. Stretch really high. Make sure they're all ready. Couple of star jumps. 3, 2, 1. Do some running. Let me see how fast you can run. Let me see how fast you can run. Run. I don't know about you, but I'm nice and warm. I'm ready for the movie. So guys, we're going to be watching this short movie. Make sure you're listening, make sure you're watching, because I'm going to be asking you some questions. I'm going to see who gets them right.
Stories of the Bible. Daniel in the Lion's Den. This is Daniel.
Oh, hey!
Who was a Jewish man who was taken to Babylon when he was very young.
Yeah.
Daniel loved God and followed God's rules. He talked to God 3 times a day and asked God for help often. Daniel served in the Babylonian king's court for many years
Yeah, I know him.
and under many kings.
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel always proved himself to be more capable than all the other court officials.
Thanks. Well, anytime.
Daniel was serving under King Darius, and because of his great abilities, the king made plans to place him in charge of the entire empire.
Wow, okay.
The other court officials searched for some fault in Daniel, but they couldn't find anything wrong with him. He was faithful, responsible, and completely trustworthy.
Wait.
The court officials realized the only way to get at Daniel would be to challenge his faith.
Come on.
So they went to King Darius
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
and advised him to make a law that for the next 30 days, any person who prays to anyone except King Darius will be thrown into the lion's den.
I like it.
King Darius signed this law, and once a Babylonian king signed a law, it could not be overruled. When Daniel learned of this law, he went home and knelt down, as he always did, to pray in his room with the windows open towards Jerusalem. He prayed 3 times a day, just as he always had done, giving thanks to God and asking for his help. The officials went to Daniel's house and found him praying.
Gotcha.
They went to the king and reminded him of the law.
I remember.
Well,
Then they said that Daniel had been found praying to God 3 times a day.
What?
When the king heard this, he was very upset,
Get over here.
and he spent the whole day trying to think of a way to save Daniel.
wait, what?
By that evening, the court officials came back to the king and reminded him that no law signed by the Babylonian king could be overruled. So at last, the king gave orders for Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. The king said to him, "May your God, who you serve faithfully, rescue you." Then the lion's den was sealed shut with Daniel inside. The king spent the night fasting and couldn't sleep. Then very early in the morning, the king hurried to the lion's den. He called out,
Hey, Daniel.
"Was your God able to rescue you from the lions?" And Daniel answered, "Long live the king! My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me, for I have been found innocent in his sight." The king was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be taken out of the lion's den. Then the king ordered the men who had schemed against Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den as punishment. Daniel was safe. There was not a scratch on him, for he trusted in God.
Hope you guys are listening. I've got my questions here. So we've got only 5 questions. So I'm sure you'll be able to get through them pretty quickly. Question number 1. Where was Daniel from? Question number 2. How many times a day did Daniel talk to God? Question number 3. Where did Daniel work? Question number 4. What was the king's name? And question number 5. Did Daniel get eaten and why? Hope you guys enjoyed that short little quiz that we did. We're going to reveal the answers shortly, so stay there. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed our little session. We did some praying, we did some stretching, we watched a movie, we did a quiz. I really hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. But now, we would like you to draw a picture of Daniel in the lion's den and send it here. Get your parents and carers, send it right here. As we come to a close, I'd like to give you your golden text. A golden text is something that you remember from God's word. And it is taken from 2 Timothy 1:7. And it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." So the golden text again is, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. Once you guys have learnt your golden text, get your parents and carers to video you and send it right here. Once you've done that, we'll be able to send you a virtual certificate. Happy learning! Are you ready for the answers? Get your papers and your pencils, because we're ready. Question number 1. Where was Daniel from? The answer is Jerusalem. Question number 2. How many times a day did Daniel talk to God? The answer is 3. Question number 3. Where did Daniel work? The answer is the king's court. Question number 4. What was the king's name? The answer is King Darius. Question number 5. Did Daniel get eaten? The answer is no. So guys, we have come to an end of our session. I hope you really enjoyed it, because I did. So please send your golden text and your pictures, your drawings, your colourings to this address, so we can give you your virtual certificate. So we're going to close out in prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for the day. Thank you that we have able to take in the story, that Lord, you haven't given us a spirit of fear, that you've given us power to go through the rest of the week. In Jesus' name, amen. Hope to see you soon. Bye.